Okay. Hello, hello, welcome. Ugh. Take it as a positive sign. Get some return viewership here. Always a plus. Always a plus. How am I looking? You can see. Yeah. Okay, so today, yeah, we can get started pretty soon. So today's practice I thought would be a little more active, a little more fiery. Um, so yeah, let me take a quick think here. Yeah, I think it's another one you can just kind of bring your body and bring yourself to the mat, offer some good adaptations if you need it. But yeah, I'm excited for us to go ahead and get started. So with that, um, let's take a minute to just enjoy sitting before we get working. So if you're not already, take a seat on your mat or take a seat on the floor and let's get started. So just rooting your uh, rooting the bottoms of your like hip bones into the ground, nice long spine, nice relaxed shoulders, arms relaxed down. Close your eyes and just take a chance here to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Just really focus on having deep breaths here. Kind of feeding your body a little more oxygen. Really try and fill your stomach and fill your lungs with air. Just for a couple more breaths here. Last two. Last one. You can return to some normal breathing. Slowly open your eyes and let's get going. All right, so go ahead and meet me standing at the top of your mat here. We're gonna do some, I guess, slow stretching as it were. So you're at the top of your mat, your feet are about hips width apart, nice even weight distribution in your feet, both for all four corners of each foot as well as between each foot in general. We'll take a second here to just check your weight distribution, kind of lean yourself forward, lean yourself back a little bit to one side, to another side. If you want to test how your weight distribution is going like a little deeper, you can see how far to forward or how far back you can possibly go. But just kind of playing around a little bit, seeing where our weight lies in our feet and kind of in our body as well, like our center of gravity. All right, and just go ahead and settle in to a stand here. Just a little bit of like a micro bend, I guess, in the knees. No need to lock your knees, your hips above your knees above your ankles, right? Hips tucked in, rib cage knitted down toward the ground, shoulders away from your ears and kind of rolled back a bit to give you a nice straight posture, neck and extension of the spine. Hands out to the sides. Take a nice deep breath in, out through the mouth. Breathe that deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And on your next deep breath in, kind of bend the knees a little more and swing your arms up overhead. And have your right hand grab your left. And on your next exhale, go ahead and lean your body to the left so you get a nice stretch on your right side here. And on an inhale, come up. Switch your hands. And on an exhale, lean to the right. And on an inhale, come on up. And we'll do it again. Switch your hands, lean over to the left. On an exhale. And inhale up. Switch your hands. And exhale to the other side. Inhale up. And this time on your exhale, go ahead and just try and lean your body back a little bit. So it's like your hips are just being pushed forward just a little bit so your back, you can get a little stretch going. And inhale up. And exhale, forward fold. Nice generous bend in the knees. It's our first one of the day. So really just focusing on getting some sort of stretch going in your body. I'm going to tuck my shirt in because that's always a nice thing to do for yourself and for the people around you if you have a short shirt like I do. And we're going to just go down like this. And we'll breathe. If you'd like to feel a deeper stretch, you can either straighten your legs out a bit more, or you can bring your arms up. Or you can bring your arms up behind you to really incentivize your back to come closer to your front to come closer to your legs. Then if you've chosen to take your hands away from the mat, on your next exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat. Return. Inhale, halfway lift. Just trying to flatten a nice flat back and nice straight legs. And exhale. Hands can return to the mat. You'll inhale, swing your arms up overhead. And exhale. Hands to heart center. So we'll do just one more round of this. We'll do just one more round of this. Keep it kind of quick. So we'll inhale, arms up. Have your right hand grab your left, and exhale, lean to one side. Inhale up. Switch arms, and exhale, lean to the other side. And inhale up. Exhale, a little micro back bend. And inhale up. Exhale, forward fold, or here's a good chance to do a nice little ragdoll here as well. Just keep your arms, I tend to wrap my arms around my elbows here, just to kind of get a little stretch going. We'll just take a second to breathe here. And exhale. You can bring your arms back down if you chose to take them away from the mat. Inhale, we'll go ahead and bring our feet back for a plank here. And exhale, lower your body down. All right, to meet the mat. So you should have your shoulders over your hands, the tops of your toes pressed into the mat, your hips pressed into the mat, your thighs pressed into the mat as well. And we're just going to do an inhale up to a cobra. And exhale down. One more time, we'll inhale up for cobra. And exhale down. So this time here, if you're unfamiliar, I'll just make sure to have a check in with you, right? So we'll inhale up for cobra, and then we'll exhale. We'll bring our body up and back into child's pose, right? So it'll look something like that. For child's pose, you just make sure you have some space here to let your body come down to the mat. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're here with our hands under our shoulders, pressed into the mat, ready to go. All right. And so then on it, we'll inhale up into cobra and exhale into child's pose. It's a good chance if you need a little more stretch in your spine. It's like you're trying to push your hips down into the ground while you've got your arms extended out. You can let your head relax onto the mat. And on your next inhale, go ahead and come on up. And we'll exhale right back down into the mat here. We're going to do one more, all right? So you just have your ready here. If you find that your lower back is bothering you a little bit, kind of spread your legs out a little more to give you a little more stability and a little more pressure. And aim the pressure away from your lower back. If you're feeling like you're pretty good, you can keep your feet close together here for cobra, all right? So we're here. And on an inhale, bring your upper body up. For cobra, we're going to hold it for a little bit. And we'll exhale down. And we'll inhale up and back into child's pose. Remember, keep your shoulders away from your ears. Keep your hands and your fingers engaged. You can root down your hip bones if you want a little more of a stretch in your spine. And on an inhale, come on up into tabletop. All right, so you've got, there you go, kind of like, so you got your straight lines here and your straight lines here, right? Everything's stacked. Everything's stacked. And so from here, we're going to go ahead and curl our toes under, and we're going to lift our hips up and back straight into downward dog. It's our first downward dog of the day, so you can keep a nice generous bend in your knees. Really focus and focus on keeping your your shoulders away from your ears. If you'd like a little bit, if you need a little bit more pressure relieved from your wrists, try and keep your middle fingers aimed towards the corner of the mat, which will push your shoulders down and allow some more pressure to be taken off of your wrists. And we'll just breathe here a little bit. And on your next exhale, go ahead and come back down into tabletop. We'll uncurl those toes and we'll do a little bit of, it's a stretch, but it's a little bit of an ab workout too, I believe. So on an inhale, you'll bring the opposite hand and the opposite leg out. So an inhale out, exhale in, Close, bring your leg and your hand in close to your body, and on an inhale, you can return your hand and your foot, right? And so then you'll do the same thing on the other side. Inhale out, exhale in, and inhale, and on your inhale, return, right? So then we'll inhale out, exhale in, and return. Inhale out, exhale in, and return. I need to scoop my body up because I've got long legs. We'll do one more on each side. Inhale out, exhale in, and return. Inhale out, exhale in, and return. All right, and so then from here, let's go ahead and get her started. So we're going to curl our toes back up, lift our hips back up and back into downward dog again. This time we can add, we can straighten out our knees maybe just a little bit more, maybe not. That's perfectly okay. And we'll take this moment here to just pedal out, get rid of some of the stiffness in the backs of our legs here. You pedal your feet out, one side, then the other. You might find yourself needing to kind of push yourself forward and back as well. That's perfectly okay. Just trying to wake these muscles up here. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and go into plank. Hold on for a few. If you're like me, you might need to stretch your arms out a little bit. And a lower plank is perfectly acceptable as well. If you need to go ahead and lower down here, that's okay. And on an exhale, come back up into downward dog. Do it one more time pretty quickly. We'll inhale into plank. Or a lowered plank. And exhale back into downward dog. And now onto our next portion here. So what's going to happen is you're going to, on an inhale, you'll go ahead and lift your right leg up. And an exhale, you'll be doing a plank and you'll bring your leg over to the side. Inhale back up and exhale lower down. All right, we'll give it a try on the left side as well. Inhale up. Exhale, bring your knee to the outside of your arm here. Inhale back up and exhale down. Now we've tried one on each side. If you find that this is a lot for you, pause due to poor connection. Oh dear. Hopefully everything's okay over there. So if you find, says live video paused. Oh no. Is it still paused? I noticed, I'll plug myself in too. I think that'll help. My phone is not doing as it should. I'll be back. I missed chunks. Okay. Welcome to more of my apartment. As I try to connect something so that maybe it won't happen again. But I'll be honest with you, anything's possible. Sorry. I thought this was gonna be easy peasy, but you know how it goes. All right, try and bring this back here. All right. Am I visible? I'm sideways, but I'm visible. Okay. Cool. Okay. So let's see. We'll do. Okay. So we'll take a second here to meet in downward dog. All right. Then we'll take a second just to breathe here. And so what we'll do is, if you, we're coming into plank. If you are someone who has your knees on the ground because that's what better serves you, you can just focus on being here. If you'd like to try and challenge yourself anyway to bring one leg up and over and bring it back, and then bring another leg up and over and bring it back, you are more than welcome to. So you've got, I guess, two modes, right? You've got this mode here. You can just wait in between and just do come up from downward dog to this plank. That's option one, right? Option two is you go from downward dog to plank to a lowered plank, and you still try moving from side to side, your legs on the outside of you. Option three is you can just do full plank and just wait. And so it's from downward dog to plank, from downward dog to plank. Or you can take I'm going to call it our challenge course. But maybe it's not a challenge course, just a more active series of poses. And more active series of poses. And we'll go leg up and out, full downward dog, full plank. So I'll be showing the full variation. I'll be showing the full variation of the series here, but feel free to take any adaptation, any breaks, any variation that suits you. If this is a lot and you're like, I just want to sit in child's pose and wait for this all to pass, that's perfectly acceptable as well. Okay, so here we go. Up in downward dog. We're going to inhale, right leg up, and exhale, bring it around to the outside of your leg, and you have plank. Inhale, back up, and exhale, back down into downward dog. Do it on your left leg. Inhale up. Exhale, plank, bring your leg on the outside of your arm. Inhale up, and down. All right. So we'll go ahead and do one more. I'll add a little bit more of a challenge here, right? So we have inhale, leg up. Exhale, just right in between, like this, like a crunch. Inhale up. Exhale on the outside of your arm. Inhale up. And back down. And on your left leg, we'll do the same thing. So inhale up. Exhale, leg in between your arms. Inhale up. Exhale, leg on the outside. Inhale up. And exhale, leg back into downward dog. So we'll do one more time each side. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale, plank. Inhale up. Exhale, leg on the outside. Inhale up. And exhale back to downward dog. Left leg, inhale up. Exhale, in. Inhale, up. Exhale, leg outside. Inhale, up. And exhale, leg back down to downward dog. And now from here, you can walk your toes up to meet your hands for a forward fold. We'll sit here for a breath or two. on your inhale, come up. Bring your arms up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Whew. Well done. Well done. So from here, we'll start a little bit of a cool down. And I thought, what a nicer way to feel cool down and centered than with tree pose. So I'm actually gonna turn this way so you can see tree pose a little bit better. But you usually do this at the front of your mat. And so you have your feet a little less than hips width apart, right? It's kind of like you're standing in mountain pose. On an inhale, you'll bring your arms up overhead and exhale. You can exhale hands to heart center, or you can exhale with your arms out in mountain pose if that better suits you. You will lean towards one foot. You'll put more weight onto one foot. And so the other foot's got more give to it, right? And you can come up here like this, trying to keep your hips even, right? Trying to keep your posture up and just leave your leg out here. That's totally acceptable. You can also put your hands on your hips. That's okay too. You can go, if you're feeling good, you can bring your leg up so that it's kind of under your knee here. You never want to put your foot on your knee area because for a tree pose, to keep your balance, you tend to want to push into each other. So this leg pushes into your foot and your foot pushes into the other leg, and so they work symbiotically. And if you put your foot by your knee, then it's going to push your knee out in a way that it doesn't go, and that's very dangerous to your knee. So you can come here, or if you are feeling more of a challenge, you can bring it up by your inner thigh here. That is still a challenge I have yet to master, so I commend you if you can bring your leg up farther than I can. So you can take this moment to just sort of pick a place that works for you. And you can bring your hands to heart center. You can keep your hands on your hips. You can have your hands out at your sides if you'd like. Picking a focal point always helps. And just breathe. And on your next exhale, go ahead and slowly lower your foot back down. And we'll try it on the other side. So you got a little bit of this pose going. Put your weight more on one foot than the other. And then you can decide on the floor, under your knee, over your knee, or up in your inner thigh here. For some reason, this leg works well. So the hint here is to push into each other. So the thigh pushes into the foot pushes into the thigh. They rely on each other, I suppose, just as we do as humans. And breathe. And on your next exhale, go ahead and slowly lower your foot back down. And from here, we'll go ahead and take a seat on the mat. All right, with our feet out in front of us. I think we've been doing a lot of back stretches in one direction, so I think it'd be nice to do a nice staff pose today. So you keep your hips rooted into the mat or rooted into the floor if that's where you are. On your next inhale, you keep swing your arms up overhead, keep your shoulders down, and slowly you can curve your spine here to try and come into staff pose. So for some of you, you might just be reaching for your toes, and that's perfectly okay. Your feet should be, what is it, like flex, I guess is the word for it? They should not be pointed. They should be flex. Yeah, flex is the word for it. So they can come here, and if you can just to grab your ankles, that's okay. If you feel like you can touch your toes, that's great. If you feel like you can grab your heels, that's great. If what serves you the best is your arms are way far away from everything, that's okay too. Just acknowledge your body where it's at. Thank it for all it can do. And just breathe. Take nice deep breaths here. And on an inhale, slowly roll your body back up to a seat. Ooh, I've gone a little over time, but I blame the technical difficulty. We'll scoot our bodies up, and we're going to go ahead and go into corpse pose here. So you'll just bring your legs out. I just need more space because I am a tall being. And we'll slowly roll ourselves back down onto the mat. Feet at a comfortable distance apart. Shoulders relaxed. Palms up to receive all the goodness that the universe has to give. Palms down if you're feeling more introspective today. This is a good chance to check in with your body. Note anything that feels a little tight still. Note anything that feels better. And just take a second to appreciate all the wonderful things that your body does for you every day. You worked hard today. And slowly, I invite you to introduce movement back into your body. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Maybe introduce a little more movement. Wiggle your legs, wiggle your arms a little bit. And when you're ready, roll over onto one side of your body and use your arms to help you come up into a seat. So I'd like to take a second to say, way to power through today. No matter how much you feel that you accomplished or didn't accomplish, it means so much that you were able to just come to the mat today and connect your mind with your breath, with your body. It's always a challenge, but I really appreciate you being here. And I hope you appreciate the things that you did for yourself today by stepping onto the mat. So, the light in me sees the light in you. Namaste.